What's up, everybody? Patrick from WP Builder Helper, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at Divi, but not for the reason you think. I don't talk about Divi much on this channel, but they just came out with an update, and we got to unpack it because they're doing some crazy stuff. So let's get started. Hey guys, so before we dive into what I would call I don't even know what to call this release, let's look at the bold claims that Divi's making right now on their site. So Divi says that it's basically taken its theme and it's reduced it, and it's made all the modules so much better because they basically load on demand. So I'll save you from watching the video if you don't want to watch it. It is pretty long, but it goes into some good detail about what they did to take and shrink the core of Divi and how it would affect Divi. Okay, so they share some results, and here's some results from Page Speed Insights and GT Metrics of just showing a page. They also use they show you the test website that they use. That's pretty cool. And, they're giving you out of the box, like what it has done and how it eliminates bloat. But here's where it gets really interesting. Down at the bottom, after they go through this and kind of explain how they boosted the speed, which if I were a developer, I'd be very interested in their process. Hopefully some developers can learn from this, because while probably not everything that they did was great in terms of the speed, it's interesting the way that they did it. Here's where it gets interesting, though. This is where the claim comes in. So they took some of the more popular builders and they did Divi builder with Divi, and they did a speed index and they ranked it. Then they did Gutenberg with Astra. They did a speed index with that and ranked it, and they're saying that that's the same. Then they did Beaver Builder with Cadence. Beaver Builder has its own theme. Why would you use Cadence for Beaver Builder? I don't understand that. Maybe they just didn't want to shell out the money for the Beaver Builder theme. Elementor with Hello, which, I think we all know page speed-wise, Elementor has definitely been there. But, and then they use Aveda with Fusion Builder, which, why is anyone even talking about that? Like, from what I understand, WP Bakery, why is there no Oxygen? Why is there no Bricks? Why is there no Brizzy? Why are they not on the list? Why did they choose this random sampling? I don't get that. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'll let you go look at the video. You can look at it. It's their latest blog release. Let's dive into the actual details of what they did. I'm going to take a website and I'm going to show you what kind of scores I got before, what kind of scores I'm getting now, and why it matters, and why this update's kind of, it's so-so. So let's dive in. Okay, so here we are inside of one of the pages that I built with this. As a matter of fact, if you go to this page, you can see it, but it's just a page that I basically built that's got one of Divi's pre-built templates or whatever. So first off, right off the bat, I'll put some numbers on the screen right now that you can see. And as you can see, these were the original numbers that we got before we ever even did anything with Divi. And then, I updated to this new framework, which is the 4.10 version of this update. And it comes with this nice little performance column. And when I looked at that, I actually ended up running the test again, and it did help. It did help a minor bit, but I ended up getting the numbers that you're probably now seeing in front of you, and you can see it was good. It was a good improvement, but one of the things I noticed I had to do was use something like Short Pixel and use some other things to achieve those type of numbers. So now I've enabled all these options. I've run them. I've got Swift performance on here just to see, and I'm running them, and I'm still not getting the scores that they're saying. Now the desktop is better. So that is really, really good. And I think that that's cool, but the mobile still kind of sucks. Granted, this is on shared hosting, so you can take with it what you want to say. This is still getting a C. I mean, it's improved, but it's kind of like some people have said. This is essentially, I mean, it's like you went from falling off the back of the bus to now being on the bus, is I think the way someone phrased it in one of the forums. Like that's what it feels like. I'm definitely not seeing the results that they're seeing. So obviously the hosting did matter on that test quite a bit, because this is shared green hosting. So it's just a shared hosting. There's nothing special about it. It's very basic, but it's shared. But I want to take you through and I want to show you something that's interesting. So I do have some plugins. I have Defender on here, which does contribute. But I was using Swift Performance. And when I go and activate Swift Performance, that's when things change a good bit. So this is where it gets interesting. So that was without Swift Performance, keep in mind. So this is with Swift Performance. So we're going to go into Swift Performance and we're going to see, which, by the way, if you don't know, Swift Performance is a caching plugin. It's one of the free plugins that they have that you can use. So now let's rerun these tests, and I'm going to have to move this down, and let's see what kind of numbers we get. I think this is where it matters for Divi more than anything. Now, everybody's going to come out and they're going to say, wait a second, you're using a performance enhancement. Of course, it's going to increase the score. But you got to understand, before, when Divi used to use these performance enhancements, it never made a difference. You would still get a D score on GT metrics and all of that. And some of those tests were with Swift. And this is where it changes the ground. You can now get an A with just using Swift, and Swift is a free plugin. There's other ones that are out there that are probably just as good. And we check on here, and now we have a 77, and on a desktop, we have a 99. So obviously, what they did mattered, because it's changing these scores. I used to never get anything above a 70 or 80 on desktop with Divi. And that's just the facts of the matter. As a matter of fact, on mobile, they used to be in the 40s and the 30s. So I don't think it matters from the perspective that there's no way that the update is going to do anything by itself. But when you pair it up with a good CDN, good hosting, and everything like that, now Divi's getting respectable. Divi's getting to that point where it's no longer a laughing matter. And I think that they've realized that. And they even say in the video that there's more performance improvements coming. So to me, that's a good thing. That's a win. I'm happy to see them doing it. I'm definitely going to look into Divi a lot more now that I know that you can get these kind of results with minimal effort. I mean, you use Short Pixel and, Swift Performance or WP Rocket or something like that, and you're scoring a 99 and, a decent score on mobile. Definitely not a good score. I would say still, for those people who are running affiliate sites or anything like that, this is not going to be the choice for you. Divi still needs to improve its mobile score, but it's come a long way, and I give it the thumbs up. They did a good job with this update, even if it does require some other third-party plugins. It's overall been reduced, and it's doing its job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So claps to them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you guys, what do you think of Divi? Do you think that this update's any good? Are you going to go back and look at Divi now that you've seen it? I'm curious to see what the community does around this, because I feel like there are going to be some people that are going to rally to Divi's side, and they're going to say, this was a step in the right direction, whereas other page builders have yet to do that, and I think they need to do that because they're not competing with the newer page builders. All right, so I hope you guys have liked this, and I will see you guys next time.